Hey, welcome back to the North Florida Sports Network. Happy Friday. It's December already. It's the 1st of December, 2023. And we're getting ready for the battle in Charlotte. For the Charlotte. It's the ACC Championship. It's tomorrow night. It's Louisville. It's Florida State. We got Big Time Nole on the line. Cuckoo. We got Jimmy Reno in studio.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready, man. We're here to talk about the game. What's going on? First and foremost, I know that you probably heard some stuff about Tate Rodemaker being in the injury protocol or whatever.
Concussion protocol,
which seems about right, but
game time decision.
Okay.
I think it You know, if he passes the final couple tests here today and tomorrow, he'll play.
Wow.
I think he's been moving about fine all week. They just, they're limited by what he can do in practice in terms of like the 11-on-11 stuff. I don't think they let him do that.
It's becoming more and more like a movie script, man. Like the main star is going to be there for the
from a movie we've seen before.
Right.
Exactly 10 years ago.
Well, I hope so.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
When did Ohio State do it? 2014, right?
Yeah, that was right. That was the same year that first year of the the first year of the playoff.
Yeah.
And you really want to see
12 gauge.
Right. Yeah. Tate Rodemaker. So if he passes the concussion test, he'll get the start.
Yeah.
Brock Glenn though got some reps this week, which is I think a good thing because you're one play away from having to play, and it's something he hasn't had the chance to do is get many live reps. So
yeah,
it could be a blessing in disguise.
It's good for him, good for his development. But it's also just by way of having to keep Tate out. I think people read into it a little bit more, but of course you're going to still do your 11-on-11 drills, but you got to have a QB. So there you go. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if if we see Brock Glenn, I think it will be one of two reasons. It'll be Tate, injury, or should the concussion symptoms, flare back up or whatever, or he's just not getting it done.
Yeah. I
don't think there's going to be any specific packages for Brock Glenn coming in there. Could be wrong, but we'll see.
Okay. Big Time Nole, we haven't talked to you in a while. 12-0 though.
Feels like forever.
I know. Want to get your take being, this is the fourth time in Seminole history that the team has gone 12-0. You did predict this before the season, so congratulations.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
This is when it gets tricky.
Yeah, it was a tough ride. I predicted 11-1, the one loss being at Clemson. You saw how close that game was. People sleep on how
overtime.
But I think it was a great win. And people are underestimating how big of a win that is.
That was a really great win.
It really was. When they look back,
the fact that Jordan Travis broke the school touchdown record with 82 on that pass in overtime, that's just what makes it so special too.
Yeah, it was good to finish off the regular season for him, but the Brock has been made 13 for 13. It's hard not to get fired up just thinking about the game Saturday and what it means to this team.
As a fan, I have not been this fired up for a game since 2014, probably the playoffs.
This is just a resilient team. I think all three previous teams that went 12-0 were more dominant, more, I would say, just more expected to win.
I wouldn't say 2014 was that dominant, but
yeah.
Those were going down to a wire every week,
right?
And Jameis was just doing his magic.
Yeah, right. In the game, God, North Alabama. I tell you what, it's still, you got to win out, man, or that's going to just haunt this season forever. This one last game.
Well, you got one more game and you're in. Win and you're in. regardless of what anybody says, there are a lot.
Oh yeah, we win, we're in. That's a fact. That's a fact.
What do you want to see out of Tate that you didn't see against Florida?
Just a little more confidence, quicker decision making, maybe.
I agree. Especially when it comes to taking it down and running it. And I think he has legs that he can use. He needs to be decisive.
To go into the swamp and do what he did was such a big time performance and win. I know his numbers aren't going to say that, but just to go down there and win, to save the undefeated season, to do it for Jordan, that was such a big time win.
Right.
It really was. That is the loudest place we play. It's a hard place to play. It was beautiful.
Both those wins, I would say Florida and Clemson, those places are probably easily, both those environments, both those stadiums are in the top 5.
I actually think Gainesville gets louder than Death Valley, personally. I've been to both a few times.
They're both right at the top.
Gainesville gets louder.
I know I haven't been to Baton Rouge yet. I wish there was a home and home. But you got to put Death Valley and the Swamp right up there, top 5 at toughest places to play. And you went in there in the same season.
Yeah.
And won in both places. Florida State only has done that in special years, and this year is special regardless of what happens. But Louisville is going to be a tough opponent. What do you think? Who do you think needs to step up on the defensive side of the ball?
Step up? Yeah. I don't know. They've been doing pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Right? It's harder for them to do much better.
The defense
Verse is just elevated to the next level.
Right.
All these NFL guys, we have so many guys leaving, maybe after Saturday, maybe after tomorrow.
Right.
So it's they're going to leave it all out there. Just get the NFL guys involved, make some money.
That's right. What you got, Jimmy?
I tell you what, I'd hate to be the Louisville defensive coordinator right now. It's you don't really know what to plan for.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing them both quarterbacks because I
think you got to at this
I like
point.
the way that Brock is decisive with the option reads.
Yeah, he moves
quicker.
He just seems to move a little quicker. The only thing is just so inexperienced.
Yeah.
You figure there's going to be growing pains. You hate it for that to happen Saturday.
Yeah. The biggest game.
I think, honestly, man, it's going to come down to Tate has to win the game for you.
Yeah.
He can't just be a manager and expect to be able to lean on the running game. Perfect world, you'd be able to just have Benson do what he does, but that's the strength of Louisville's team is their run defense.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a way to attack Louisville, it's throwing the football. He's going to need to do it.
Yeah. Winning your end, yeah.
If they kick to Keon County, I'm calling a punt return out of him for a touchdown.
Wow.
He's so close every week, and I think this is the night. Tomorrow night.
That's the one thing that he didn't have Keon last year. He didn't have Bell last year when he went in there and won. I know Louisville's a different team, new coaching staff.
Yeah.
But they still got Brownlee over there.
They do. They use him very sparingly.
That's smart.
They've got some guys. They brought in some guys.
That Louisville team is scrappy. I
watched
them against Kentucky. They lost, but man, they definitely got some fight in.
You're going to get their best shot. You're going to get their best shot.
Absolutely.
They played their best game of this season after their previous loss to Pitt. The next week they played against Notre Dame. And we're probably their best performance of the year.
Yeah, a resilient team.
Yeah,
that Pitt game was kind of just a nightmare game for them.
Right,
the turnovers that they had were bouncing off a receiver's hands right into a DB for a pick six, stuff like that. They got beat by Kentucky. Kentucky just punched them in the mouth and straight up beat them. That's the first time they've been kind of just beaten at their own game this season. That's what Florida State is going to have to do.
Okay.
It's going to sound cliche, but all we got to do is get our playmakers the ball,
right.
man.
Okay.
Get it to Wilson, get it to Keon County, get it to Benson. Just let them do their job. They're so good. They're NFL guys.
Don't turn it over.
They're going to be making a difference on Sunday, not just playing. Those guys are first and second rounders. Cannot turn it over. Tate has got to take care of it.
That's been the biggest thing all year. this team just protects the ball and it values that.
Louisville does a good job creating turnovers.
They do, and we'll find out, and we'll see whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win the game. And you can see that both losses for Louisville this year, the quarterback has turned the ball over.
Yeah.
So,
and he has a tendency to kind of, it's 2-1. 22 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's a little high for the picks, but he can also really start firing off, 10, 15 completions at a time, and he can be really accurate.
Louisville's ground game is what scares me. If I'm Florida State, Florida State's got the 10th ranked pass defense in the country.
Yeah, if I was going to pick
50th in rush,
I was going to pick somebody on the defense or a group on the defense that needs to really play their best game. It's going to be linebackers.
Yeah, DJ Lundy.
All of them as a group.
Dropping the hammer, man. We need to step up, stop that run.
Yeah.
Force him to have to throw it. That way you can get guys like Verse. You time up those blitzes, and it's some pressure.
We'll see, man. We'll see if the
like you said, this is going to be, since the opening game, maybe the best quarterback FSU's faced all year, besides what I think should be the Heisman winner.
Yeah, I mean, you played the Heisman winner week 1. I'm trying to think going through.
You think they'll give it to him with 3
I don't
losses?
know. Well, yeah, they should. They should. If it goes
about the max. That's
yeah, it is.
Max
but you saw Tebow's won it with 3. Yeah. Lamar Jackson.
But Tim Tebow was the son of God, bro. It's a little different.
He didn't put up 600 yards of total offense, though.
Right.
By himself.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
It's the best player. It's not supposed to be the best team. It's not supposed to matter that Jaden Daniels' defense has nothing to do with how good he is.
Undefeated team. Agreed.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Penix and Bo Nix are both great players, but who's had a better season?
I mean,
individually, out of those 3, it's got to be Daniels.
Nix has the stats.
For sure. I mean, Jordan Travis, honestly.
But that one stat where all his passes are pretty much just like screen passes and dump passes. Bo Nix, like, what is it?
Yeah.
All of his, Jaden Daniels.
They run a very
does everything. He throws the ball down the field.
Passing offense.
He runs the ball.
Yeah. Dude,
that's the difference.
He's the best player.
He has the explosive, 85-yard to the house kind of breakaway ability.
And we locked him down all second half.
That's right. All right. I know Jimmy's nervous about this game, but that's Jimmy Reno for you. He's nervous about every game.
I'm nervous as shit.
I know. What do you got? You got a score for me?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more low scoring this time.
Okay.
I'm going to say about 27-13.
All right.
Florida State.
All right, man. That's great. Man, it feels good. That we'll see what will happen. Special teams needs to be ready. I think that's going to be big. Florida State's had really good special teams.
When we need to punt, play field position, nothing cute, we don't need to see any of that going for it when we're on our own 30 or whatever.
Right. And I don't think
21-16 fighting Jack Harlow's.
Oh no. Stop it. Get out of here, Jimmy. Nobody asks you.
What's the line at right now? I know it's been moving.
It's like 1.5.
Depends on what you look at.
I'll take that all day.
I know.
Bet the house on it.
Right. Yeah. This team has been resilient. I don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I can see why you're nervous, Jimmy, but
all I'll say is that
this team fights, man. They're going to figure it out. The coaching staff fights.
You'd be a fool not to be nervous.
I think I like the way this team's battled back every game. This is going to be their biggest challenge. I don't care what anybody says. You're going to, and that's because of the coaching staff on Louisville.
Well, and the pressure, and it's our backup quarterback.
The coach, they got a good coaching staff.
If we had Jordan Travis, I wouldn't be that nervous at all, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be a little nervous, but not
if this Brom guy has Louisville right there every year for moving forward. I think they hired the right guy. He's going to get Louisville about as high as they can get. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this is his first year.
I don't like him right now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens after tomorrow.
They got to feel so glad that Satterfield just decided to leave, man.
Man, it walked right into him.
You wanted some of that Cincinnati winner. Is that it?
Yeah,
it's not much difference in Louisville.
We got some other big games. We got one tonight where the winner's probably in.
Oregon's got that by 2 scores. Watch.
I know it's 9.5. The spread. I was shocked.
Oh, is that right for Oregon?
Yeah,
that's about exactly what I would have said. Oregon by 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Their receiver for Washington, probably the most underrated player in the country.
Right.
That guy's ridiculous. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. His first name is Rome.
Okay.
Rome.
Yeah, he is.
Dude, yeah.
Well,
I get it. The West
What
Coast.
about
Do you agree?
Bama?
Do you
Who got
agree
Bama,
that
Georgia?
Oh, that's a great. I was
I
going
think
to get
Georgia's
there.
going to get him, but
Before let's get there in a second. But do you agree that the winner of this Pac-12 game should be in, even if it's Oregon? Should they be in over a Texas or over a Alabama? Were they to beat Georgia?
Absolutely not.
Well, it seems like
Alabama beats Georgia. They should definitely go over.
But it
Pac-12.
seems like they've been making this what's going to happen is this Pac-12 game, the winner's getting in.
right.
And I think Texas
Let's just stop.
is actually a better team.
Hey,
than
let's just
Oregon.
go ahead and stop
They definitely
referring
have a better out of conference win.
to them as Pac-12 at this point.
Yeah, they're
Does
Big
Washington
Ten.
or Oregon even have an out of conference win?
Yeah, they do. It's not against anybody good.
Who? I mean, a legit.
Yeah,
one.
the
no.
strength of
Alabama
schedule
or
Oregon has.
LSU.
Oregon is
No,
not.
no.
They don't have that, but that's the last thing on allegedly it's on the thing that you're supposed to look at
Right.
when
Well,
evaluating the
Hey,
teams.
if we're splitting hairs, we're splitting hairs.
That's right.
I think we can start making a bigger deal out of the fact that, like I just said, Oregon and Washington are, for all intents and purposes, not even Pac-12.
Right.
They'll get into the playoff and, they'll have the patch on their jersey, but say one of them win the title, all of the future accolades and everything for that will be enjoyed by the Big Ten. So who exactly is pushing this?
Right.
It's networks, man.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing Oregon kind of get lauded as,
Because
this impressive one-loss team and not Texas.
I guess it's because they lost to Washington and they would have a chance to avenge that loss. But I don't know. Texas only loss they had was a neutral site game to Oklahoma in a rivalry game.
Right.
And they have the best win in the country. One of them, at Alabama.
Right now, yes.
That's
by 10
definitely
points.
the best win in the
Right
country.
now, yes.
So
yes. The only thing, in my opinion, that
I
would
just don't-
top it would be Alabama being able to beat Georgia.
But what do you
in
think?
Atlanta.
What's up with this argument about having a one-loss team over an undefeated team?
There's
And-
no argument there.
And
It's
I
just chatter.
I
It's
know,
just
but
chatter.
that happened. We saw it happen 10 years ago when they did put two one-loss teams ahead of an undefeated team. So
Who?
Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what happened to us.
Yeah, I know. So that
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about being left
it's
out.
not. Is it
entirely.
what you deserve or is it
yeah.
what
Left
how
out
good
entirely?
you are? Because if you could win all your games and technically, if someone doesn't think you're good enough, you won't get voted in. And there's a lot of people out there saying that if Florida State were to win this game, they should just go be happy with going to the Orange Bowl.
Nobody's saying that.
Yeah, there's some people that
Who?
might be saying it.
Just
that,
there's articles out
Miami
there.
fans, come on, man.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is like it's not even. Don't even look at it as it's like you don't deserve to go, or
right.
it's more of the committee would be like, well, we can't not have both, and
Yeah.
they would be talking about the SEC teams.
Right.
The only danger of that is if Alabama wins.
I'm telling you right now, we lost Big Time Nole.
Traveling man probably hit a dead zone.
Yep. That's all right.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not even the only way that it becomes a danger is when you force the committee to be like, well, dude, we can't not have, both. Like
Right.
Georgia's got to go.
Yeah.
Like, they're clearly one of the best teams
I
in
don't
the country.
agree.
Right.
I know. I don't agree. I think if they lose this game, which they're not, by the way.
No, I don't.
You
I
don't
don't
have-
think they're going to lose. Nobody
get
has
it then.
nobody has touched Carson Beck all season.
Right.
Like when he drops back to pass, you hear crickets.
Right.
Nothing. That offensive line is ridiculous. But again, I don't know that anybody has any pass rushers like Alabama other than Georgia themselves.
I mean, I think it's going to be more of a test for Georgia
Yeah.
than it initially because I think Alabama is going to use last week as fuel. But at the end of the day, do you think Jalen Monroe can throw in the secondary?
Well, I don't personally, but I
think he'll get a few.
There's just as good a chance as, Jalen Monroe, even if he does, like Carson Beck may go out there and win it for him. That's a kid nobody really talks about, but
Right.
he's been really
good.
been really good. And
Offense has been really good.
Yeah.
And when you see Georgia a couple of times this year, they just turn it on.
yeah, and
All the big games, they go to that next level.
yeah, it's like, all right, somebody's coming in here thinking they got a shot. Let us remind everybody
Yeah.
we dominate.
And I just don't I just don't see that team losing to anybody.
I don't either. I think Alabama's got the best shot out of anybody in the country just because of the style they play,
Right.
the familiarity,
Yep.
all of that.
But that's what's so great about this matchup is, and this year in particular, is because we have that many contenders where you're not going to get a one-loss TCU who loses the Big 12 championship that makes it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that.
Yeah, you're not.
You're not going to get a Georgia team that loses the SEC championship that wins it. I know you don't believe that, but dadgummit, it should be true. They're not going to have the conference championship.
I know, but
So you have to put them behind.
Let's say
Alabama.
Let's say Alabama does pull off the upset. I mean,
That means Alabama, you're going to jump them from 8 to 3 or 2 or 1.
depending on how the other championship games shake out.
Well, you already know whoever wins the Pac-12 is going to have a great win.
Yeah,
It's going to be close.
if it's Washington, they've beaten the same team twice. It doesn't really give you any credit for it.
Which would be, I think, huge.
Yeah, that's
That
a
would-
sad reality, but it beating Oregon twice, although it's almost impossible to beat a team twice in the same season. For college teams, I'm only saying that in recent history, but they're not going to get credit for it. Not like Alabama would beating Georgia.
Yeah. And that ESPN just ran with they have the article.
Yeah.
That
In
Rodemaker.
a fair world where nothing else besides the tournament and how things work, one loss and when the way that baseball and basketball work, and it doesn't matter how great you were, if you lose, you're done, you're out.
Right. But the loss, not losing,
it's when you lose.
This is not an individual sport.
You can have a great
not fair
season and lose in
those
a championship and be disqualified from the playoff, just like everybody else.
Well, if you go
that's
undefeated,
not how it's done.
If you go undefeated, they're going in.
Yeah.
Otherwise this whole thing would be a sham.
And
You got to have some sort of.
I guess what I'm saying is it is indeed a sham. And for us to find that out, all that has to happen is for Alabama to win.
Yeah, Alabama wins, and
we
you're
will
going
see
to have
just how.
Well, you're going to have Georgia. You're going to have. It's going.
Right. Georgia ain't dropping any further than 4.
I do. I think they're 5.
No way.
Yes.
Nope. Maybe if they get
then they're
blown out,
both out.
if Alabama comes in and
They're
runs them off
both
the
out.
field,
They're both out. How about that?
nah, SEC ain't getting.
I know,
left out,
but they
man.
should. They should.
I would agree with that.
They should. If that happens, if Alabama loses, do you think they should go over Texas?
Do I personally think
Texas comes out and looks and just blows out Oklahoma State. They've been looking good. They got Quentin Ewers back. This is a team that dominated. They look dominant.
right? And then I think you should put
Texas in, so that's they're not gonna do that.
the head-to-head should matter.
So then you
It
have
should.
Texas in.
When I'm saying
Florida
if
State's
everything
out
is
then.
just done from an analytical view and all of that, then Texas would go over Alabama. Not gonna happen though. That's just not the way that this whole thing is brokered. Man,
So Alabama,
people campaign and lobby, starting at about week 2. All right, man, looking like we got 3 or 4 contenders in the SEC. Let's put these teams here right on the cusp of the top 10 and just kind of cycle through them. So the resume, and it's, Big Ten has kind of picked that game up. That's what it's going to be. That's why you're pushing towards Power 2 conferences and yada, 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 big playoff. This is the last year where you can potentially have the fact that it's all just a sham shoved in your face. And that happens if Alabama.
the SEC championship, and what all the scenarios that what would happen, and what it would happen if Alabama wins. If Georgia still goes, what do you think?
What do you think happens, and what do you think is fair?
You gotcha?
I mean, we need Georgia to go ahead and win that game. Not have anything.
I don't.
That really gets kind of scary. As much as they love Alabama and Georgia, they're going to put both
Texas too, and that's because
spots.
Yeah.
And then chances are Michigan's got that third one.
Yeah,
right.
We don't need to be battling for that fourth spot like that.
Right. Well, because you have a scenario there. Well, if you have a Michigan, which they're not going to lose to Iowa, you have your Pac-12 champion. You have Alabama beats Georgia. You have a Texas team with their quarterback back. Then you have a Georgia team with one loss, and you have an undefeated Florida State team. There's only 2 spots. Who gets them?
Florida State.
Florida State, and I would say Alabama.
I mean, who do I think?
I think it should go to Texas. Then you wouldn't get an SEC team. No SEC team in the playoff if Alabama wins. How about that?
Head, Texas beat
That's right.
Alabama,
so there you go. Texas 4.
Logically.
Yeah, Texas 4. Michigan 1. Washington 2. Florida State 3. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Or FSU 2 and Oregon 3.
That's fine. Yeah, FSU 2 and Oregon 3. Yeah. So do you think if Oregon wins, do you think they'll jump Florida State in the rankings?
No.
I do.
Absolutely not.
Well, I hope you're right. So that means if Oregon were to win and move up, they go to 4, Florida State goes to 3, plays Michigan. That's what you.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. And then Oregon plays Georgia.
Yeah, that's what I'm betting on right there.
Okay. I like it. That would be if everything happened and Oregon wins the game tonight, Florida State beats Louisville, and Georgia beats Alabama.
Basically, everything happens that's supposed to happen.
Right. I would just guess that they would put Oregon ahead just so they could get that Big Ten Pac-12 matchup in the Rose Bowl. That was my only.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then they have the 2 Southeast.
Yeah, But they're not supposed to do it by that. That's not supposed to.
Oh, you mean money's not supposed to.
I know, but technically, which one would you rather do if you could decide? Would you rather go to the Rose Bowl and play Michigan, or would you rather go to the Sugar Bowl and play
Michigan?
You'd rather go play Michigan. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't decide on that one.
I'd rather play Michigan too, probably.
We'll love to talk about that.
I don't think that's going to happen
after the fact. Of course you don't. You think they're going to lose, and then if you think
I think you think
FSU is going to lose, and then if FSU wins, you think they're going to get left out.
No. I think
Michigan losing would be great for the playoffs.
I think if
Michigan go if they lose.
No, Michigan losing.
Yeah, do you think they go still with the Big Ten champ?
No, hell no.
Yeah, they shouldn't. Go. Iowa go?
No.
Yeah.
No,
you know what's crazy is Iowa should be 11-1. They got hosed in a game this year by a terrible call.
I think I remember.
It was that they called it. They said he did a fair catch, and they didn't even blow the flag. They did it after. They did it after he had returned it too.
Remember that? Because
if they win that game and they win this game, then they're in.
That punt. I was like, dang, you don't see that every day.
With a 1 loss and a win over Michigan, Big Ten champ. No, you don't think a 12-1 Iowa team makes it?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
That would be Iowa's just been like the
I don't
team
think anybody
from
wants to see punts
the century
in the college football
like
playoffs.
they just
we'd have another TCU showing if that happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you got Jaden Daniels as your Heisman winner, Big Time Nole?
No, Jordan Davis.
Well, okay. I love that. Who do you think is going to win though?
Yeah, probably LSU kid.
Yeah.
Him or Penis.
Yep. Whoever wins the Pac-12 game tonight, and then Jaden Daniels. That's who it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right now,
I hope he does win. That way we can be like,
Jordan Travis can be like, I was 2-0 against that guy. So
yeah, shut him down.
Yep. All right. Well, 27-13 is the score. Big Time Nole. Safe travels to you. Thanks again for joining us, man.
Get up, baby. Go Noles.
All right.
Get up. I'm out.
Yep. All right. Big Time Nole.
I mean, I would love to play in the Rose Bowl. They win. But how do they not keep Oregon ahead of Florida State? Beat the number 3 team in the country.
Yeah. What do you do? I don't know, man. You gotta. So who do you got? You got Georgia winning though.
Yeah, whole thing.
Oh yeah, no, I meant that it's just Saturday. Stick to Saturday.
Yeah, I got Georgia winning.
We had to go.
Got them winning.
All right. Who do you got winning tonight? Oregon, Washington. Oregon. You with everybody else?
I do. I don't know that they're going to just destroy Washington like people are thinking, man. Like win by 2 touchdowns and. You know.
I think Washington's going to win.
Where are they playing this game at? Where is
Vegas, baby.
Vegas? Okay.
Vegas.
Well, we'll see, man.
Washington wins.
Yeah, I mean,
upset.
I think people
undefeated.
They sleep on Washington because of the close wins, man. That's a dangerous thing to just assume that a team sucks because they win close games.
I kind of want there to be 4 undefeated teams in the last year of the playoff. That would be kind of cool. The one year where you finally got the most balanced playoff scenario. You have 4 undefeated conference champions. Let's just make it easy on the committee, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Georgia, take care of business. Washington wins tonight. Michigan, I hope they don't, but my Hawkeyes there's no way they're going to beat Michigan. Go ahead and give them that. Florida State, with everybody watching, everybody pulling for Louisville, comes out with a heroic effort to get the win. But I know you're nervous. It's because of the quarterback, right?
Yeah, quarterback, health of the offensive
Game
line.
time decision for Tate Rodemaker that has been released.
Right.
We knew that.
They got to put him through
the protocols, man.
Yeah, they're going to have to get him one more
dirty hit
test right before the game to see if he can actually do it.
But he practiced all week.
Relative practice.
Yeah.
You know, he got out there, got the wiggles out probably.
Do you think Florida State can win with Brock Glenn at quarterback?
I don't know, man. Like we've seen him throw how many passes? Like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
He's looked good running the ball.
Man, it's going to tall order. It is.
Yeah. The defense is going to have to just play. They can't. I don't think they're going to do as much subbing in this game defensively.
This is what you've been waiting for. You get some time on after this. You get some help from Jackson if you make the playoff. So.
Oh, dude, you get some big help. Literally and figuratively. Some muscle.
All right, Jimmy. We got the championships tomorrow. We'll do a reaction show, and we'll talk to you then. Yeah. Right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle.